Welcome to the channel for people that love market failures. The Pontiac Aztek, considered a less than attractive vehicle. Here are pictures of the real thing. I never watched Breaking Bad, but I guess it was a star vehicle in that show. And actually a premium brand, either GOC or GDC, they make this car with that black wheel even. So if you like Breaking Bad, you probably want to look up that brand of Aztek. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. I've never watched the show, so right now I don't feel like buying that model. But you never know, so maybe I won't talk about this vehicle. What I will say is that I was told the original sketch concepts for this vehicle actually looked really cool. I didn't bother looking them up. But it looks like a really practical vehicle, right? How the seats fold and kind of like a pickup, kind of like a van. But boy, even today, I don't find that to be attractive at all. Which is weird, because I actually kind of find it funny that ugly cars exist. I kind of want a Yugo, a 1986 Yugo would be a funny model to have in 164. Anyhow, these are actually cool. Someone made a Pontiac Firebird version of this thing. That looks pretty sweet. That's a little over the top for me. Maybe if it was just in plain color, it would be nice. And this thing looks really cool as well. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's quite customized, but it looks cool. I was looking for images that was this, right? But I couldn't find them. That's the closest thing I see. Alright, let's look into this thing. So, one of the last cases of 2025, I guess, because it's number 205 of 250, and the copyright does say 2025 back here. So, the description of this is Aztek Custom Personalized Lease. Is that French? So I'm not pronouncing that correct. And it did come with the green color originally, I think, like the Breaking Bad color, lime green, but I didn't like it. This looks all metallic, and I think it just looks racier if it's metallic paint. These are huge wheels, but I like that they're equally sized, so I think it looks better that way. Okay, well, yeah, I guess you're gonna either like these or not, these wheels. They're growing on me. My initial impression is I don't like these wheels. So let's continue on. The paint here, is it paint? I think it is painted. I feel like it's painted silver because you can see all these flakes. It's not the raw casting. I gotta say, this paint job is nice. A lot of Hot Wheels paint jobs are horribly orange peeled with a lot of gouges in them and stuff, but this one made it through so far, quite luckily smooth. Came out, it wasn't thrown around so much. And then we have this tampo printing, which I like about mainline Hot Wheels. It's not decals, they're not stickers, and they don't have that weird pixelation that the premium ones do. They chose to go with a amber, honey-colored window set, which is interesting. The mirrors are just molded in. Oh, nice, nice. The front, it has printed on headlights. I really don't understand why other so-called premium brands from America don't have this kind of technology, like M2, Greenlight, and what's the other one, Auto World? Why is it a mainline Hot Wheels can make realistic looking headlights just printing them instead of just a plain white or plain silver dot of paint? Nice texture in here. It's actually quite fine for, again, a Hot Wheels. And look at this tampo print is nice. This Pontiac badge, it's a little offset, but it's pretty good still. Nice little recesses there. You can add some black paint there easily. And then it has a black plastic bottom, as you can see. You might want to add some silver in those fog lights, all smooth in here. And then we have this over fendering, which is kind of neat. This sculpting here, which I do not see on the real car. It does have a ridge here, but it doesn't have this. So it's part of the body kit styling, I guess. I don't know if any of this is real, like these. It does say Aztek. I don't know what that is. LT Rune, Hong. Maybe these are one of them is the designer's name or something. So 3 different paints going on here. 4 if you count the black. So that's nice. The door handles are sticking out a little bit. Some more styling from the body kit. And then the lights aren't painted, unfortunately. And unfortunately, the groove for the gap isn't really even there. So it'd be really hard to paint these taillights evenly because there's no break. Like, you know, it would be nice if they had a groove like that. Nice texture though, like a squished honeycomb. A little Pontiac badge perhaps there. and then just a giant opening here, you know, for air to come through, and then some thick strakes here in the diffuser. Kind of has to be because this is a child toy. And then they added a central brace to the wing for, again, child safety, so they step on it, won't break. And I think that's fine though, looks good. And it's interesting, the styling of this. You know, this is actually supposed to be glass according to the rear photograph I see. I think it would have been cooler to not have this black plastic and just have the amber come down here. But maybe it's because they have that interior piece with the, what is that? It's a round hat and some sunglasses. Alright, oh, this was originally copyrighted in 2023, so maybe this isn't a 2025 first casting. I just didn't know about it before. Alright, well, I gotta say, I actually like this. This actually looks pretty cool. As it is, it seems pretty cool. But I like to keep my 3D printer running. I only really use it for doing wheel modifications these days, so I'm going to see if I can find something cool or just come up with my own idea. Alright, we're back, and these are wheels of my own design. I was thinking about making those snowflake wheels. I thought they were really cool. But I decided to just make these four like diamond shapes, and then they're staggered in height. So you'll see, you know, some of the one set is higher than the other one. And that's it. The tires are printed separately for better color separation. I didn't add any extra paint. I'm not sure if I'm even going to keep this. I'll keep this for a little while, but I'll probably just sell it off later on, so I don't need to put... I basically didn't put extra effort knowing I'm going to sell it on later. But it's definitely a unique casting, that's for sure. I give credit to Hot Wheels for making a cool-looking Pontiac Aztek. I do really like the appearance of this thing. It's really cool-looking, if not weird. So, pretending it's a stock Aztek, which would be considered ugly to me, let's look at some other ugly cars. This is a green light of the family truckster, you know, from the Vacation movie. So it's really great that Greenlight made that thing. It's really funny. Okay, and then here's a Toyota Sienta Generation 2, and I 3D printed my own Rays EcoDrive wheels because I actually drive a white version of this in real life. So I actually do drive what I consider to be an ugly car. The styling of this was supposed to be based off of like a trekking shoe, like hiking shoe, and I can kind of see elements of that in the ugliness of this vehicle. But it is very practical. The rear doors slide open. You can actually have 6 seats. You could theoretically seat 7 people in something the size of like a Toyota Corolla. Alright, so maybe less ugly, but similar looking is this Majorette. What is this thing? It's a Gran Turismo concept car for Mitsubishi, the XRP EHEV. This is actually 1/64 scale, also interesting. Which is funny because it's a video game car. But if you look, it's actually very, very similar in its styling, I think. It's like a hatchback, over-fendering kind of appearance, very wide, very low. Let's get this out here. So, yeah, I would say the Majorette's definitely a different category of niceness, though. I did 3D print these wheels, though. Do not think those are Majorette wheels. But besides, I mean, look at the logo printing, the window trim color, right? So this is simply more detail coming out of a Majorette than a Hot Wheels. But I do think Majorettes cost more, so it's justified. Nice metallic paint job on that one as well. Alright, you can look at reviews of those other things in my channel somewhere. But yeah, this thing is pretty cool. It was actually pretty cool with the stock wheels, but I like to just keep my 3D printer going. You know, I bought it for, I want to use it. So, thanks for watching today. We'll see you the next time I get into Hot Wheels.